We humans have more in common with computers than we may recognize. And perhaps this should come as no surprise, as computers are a product of human ingenuity. A computer is comprised of power supplies, cooling fans, wires, diodes, a central processing unit, and much more, all contained within a protective case. And we humans have all these things as well. Anatomically, we could compare our ability to regulate heat through perspiration with cooling fans, or our coronary, pulmonary, and digestive systems with a power supply, our nervous system with wires and diodes, our brain with the CPU, the central processing unit, and finally the protective case with our skull. And just as a computer's hardware is useless without software, our brains are useless without our minds. Our mind is the software which controls our brain. Now, we all have physical limitations, just like computers. I pose that the human brain is no different today than it was thousands of years ago. Our mind's software is also largely, if not completely, unchanged over that period of time. Sure, our exposure to different experiences and information has changed dramatically, but our core operating system remains unchanged. And just as a computer's software requires current, updated information to operate efficiently, so do our minds. Education and training represent this necessary updating. For us to function at our peak performance, we need the best quality information, and the more recent, the better. When a computer reaches its limit, it will slow down, or perhaps even lock up, stop. We humans have that same propensity. When we are overwhelmed, our ability to receive and process information slows. And in extreme situations, we may actually suffer paralysis. These limits may be both mental and physical. Man-made devices like computers or aircraft have indicators, gauges, which tell the user that the machine is reaching its limits, whether it be the CPU usage indicator in a computer or the torque meter in a helicopter. Unfortunately, we humans have less obvious indicators. Things like increased perspiration and respiration, dry mouth, rapid heart rate, that pit in our stomach, the inability to focus upon a task, missing radio calls or audible tones. These are all symptoms of task saturation, cognitive overload. And worse yet, our minds attempt to conceal from our consciousness that we are approaching or have surpassed our limits. Have you ever landed after a long or intense flight and felt fine, but 10 or 15 minutes after the paperwork is finished, you suddenly felt exhausted? Or perhaps you forgot to close your flight plan after landing. Or how about walking away from the aircraft only to return a few minutes later because you didn't remember if you shut off the battery switch? These are all symptoms of cognitive overload. We all have our limits, and we must recognize our own individual symptoms as we near our limits, and then respect those symptoms as warnings. Things like extreme temperatures, inadequate nutrition, poor sleep, no recent training, these are but a few things which play a role in our effectiveness. So to achieve your maximum performance, dress appropriately for the environment and feed the machine. Feed your body with healthy food. Exercise your mind and your body to remain strong. Insist upon proper rest and make certain you participate in required training. Let's all treat ourselves as though we are the most complex mechanisms which have ever existed, because in fact, we are.